In this video, I will be sharing the top reviews of the book called Not a Happy Family, written by Shari Lapena. This book is new on New York's bestseller list this week and has been getting a lot of attention these days. But before I get to the review part, let's see a little bit of what this book is about. In this family, everyone is keeping secrets, especially the dead. Brecon Hill in upstate New York is an expensive place to live. You have to be rich to have a house there. And they don't come much richer than Fred and Sheila Mercer. But even all their money can't protect them when a killer comes to call. The Mercers are brutally murdered the night after an Easter dinner with their 3 adult kids. Who, of course, is devastated. Or are they? They each stand to inherit millions. They were never a happy family, thanks to their capricious father and neglectful mother, but perhaps one of them is more disturbed than anyone knew. Did one of them snap after that dreadful evening? Or was it someone else that night who crept in with the worst of intentions? It must be. After all, if one of your siblings was a psychopath, you'd know. Now let's get to the reviews. Nilufer from West Hollywood says, welcome to the Merton family mansion located at Brecon Hill in upstate New York. Dear Fred and Sheila Merton have no idea this will be their last family dinner party with their lovely kids who hate the guts of them. That was an ordinary Easter dinner till their lovely father started talking about how much he got disappointed in his children, and they suddenly left the dinner in anger, including their more than 2 decades caretaker Irena, who stood up for kids. Very dysfunctional family. An oligarch, powerful father figure takes pleasure in tormenting his own kids to boost his own ego. 3 kids turned against each other, feeding with rivalry, anger, frustration. And finally one of them decided to take matters into his or her own hands, brutally killing parents before their father pulls his last. Didn't make it. All of the guests, as well as those who weren't at the dinner, have a motive. This is a smoothly written and unputdownable domestic suspense novel, and I absolutely loved it. The chapters are short and sweet, making it easy to pause if you need to. But propelling you to continue. Everyone is a suspect. Everyone is unlikable. And in this case, it's welcomed. Everyone has a secret. And each character has bombshells revealed sporadically throughout. The ending is wickedly delicious. I've read all of Shari Lapena's suspense novels, except her last one, which I plan to make right soon, and I have loved all of them. Jamie from Gilbert, Arizona says the family has gathered for the annual Easter dinner, hosted by Fred and Sheila, and Patriarch Fred has an announcement to make. One that his grown children are not going to like. Eldest daughter Catherine and her husband leave in a huff, followed closely behind by beleaguered middle child, Dan, and his wife, Lisa. Even the former nanny, now part-time housekeeper Irena, is angry. Shortly after, their youngest daughter, Jenna, and her current boy toy Jake say their goodbyes. The following morning, when Irena returns to clean up, she finds the bodies, and it's apparent that the murders of Fred and Sheila were brutal. So brutal, that it looks personal to detectives Reyes and Barr. All of the children were in line to inherit millions of dollars. But, would any of them kill their parents to hurry the process along? There are a few others who had a stake in the early demise of the Mertens, giving us plenty of suspects to choose from, and what was really unique was that almost all of them were women. But, could a woman be this ruthless? The killer will not be the only cold-blooded character that you will encounter. Many of the suspects are unlikable, but it didn't detract from my enjoyment of the story. Short, snappy chapters kept this moving along at a brisk pace. You never knew when another revelation might be dropped in a casual conversation, so it was important to pay attention to all of the secrets and lies being exposed. Jan from the States says the not-so-happy family here are the Mertens. Fred was a total jerk to everyone, but mostly to his children. Sheila, his wife, is a cold and distant mother and failed to protect the children from their father. They gather together for the Easter dinner from hell, where Fred makes an announcement that has all the children leaving hurriedly, angry and upset. Even Irena, the housekeeper who had been the children's nanny, leaves. Audrey, Fred's sister, missed the dinner, but she has a complicated history with her brother and was my favorite character. Her loathing of the Merton children was visceral. When Irena returns in the morning to clean, she finds a brutal murder scene, with both Fred and Sheila dead. There's no shortage of suspects among the children, and rarely has there been a more detestable group. All had a motive, and all have secrets. But they aren't the only ones. There's plenty of suspicions to go around. Now we are at the end of this video, and I would just like to say that this book seems pretty good to me. I think that this book is worth reading.